Special education costs make up a growing part of school budgets for towns in our Senate district. What would you do at the state level to help increase funding or reduce costs for special education? And Mr. Moore, you can go first.
One initiative I would support is Senator Augustus has a bill, Senate 291. It would call for the Education Resource Committee. It would call for a study of the whole funding of the school funding, MCAS school funding. I would support that legislation so we can do a review and assessment of all state school funding mandates and programs to see what is adequately required. The $600,000 appropriation that's needed for it, I would support that. I also think right now that if the state's going to give a mandate, the state is only required to give 75% of the special ed funding. I think we should increase that to 100% of the special ed funding.
Mr. Belanger.
Thank you. The whole point of special education in particular is really in two pieces. One is special education itself, and the other is special education transportation. Last year, we spent over $438,000 in the town of Worcester for special ed transportation, and spent less than $300,000 for the remaining, that was 38 kids. And we spent less than $300,000 for the total 350 children in the rest of the system. What that does is, again, we start creating divisiveness that we don't need to do. These are children that need our attention, need our focus, and need to be served by a community that cares. We should not be making them part of the argument of a financial debate. The state should absorb all transportation costs for special needs. They required it, they mandated it. When Proposition 2.5 was passed, it was said and stated in campaign that there would be no unfunded mandates, and yet every year we break that rule more and more and more. Every piece of legislation, not just in special ed and not just in special ed transportation, every piece of legislation that comes from the State House should have attached to it how they're going to pay for it. To simply say, here's a great idea and receive a plaque from some organization, but then leave the cities and towns to fend for themselves or have education, all educational needs, fight against the police department and the highway department for the needed funding is wrong. If it's a good idea, you should have the courage and the power of your convictions to pass the revenue to go with it. And that especially comes with special ed transportation and special education.
I've risked my life, I've risked my life, I've risked my life, I've risked my life. I've risked my life. I've risked my life.
Okay. So first question will go to Mr. Moore. What's your position on the bill called Jessica's Law, and do you think it will act as a deterrent?
So the current bill
That's the question that was handed.
Nobody's law or Jessica's law?
It says Jessica's Law.
Since I'm not familiar with Jessica's law, so I can't really answer that question. Not familiar with Jessica's law, so I can't really answer that question. Not familiar with Jessica's law, so I can't really answer that question. Not familiar with Jessica's law, so I can't really answer that question. I've risked my life, I've risked my life, not familiar with Jessica's law, not familiar with Jessica's law. I've risked my life, I've risked my life, not familiar with Jessica's law, not familiar with Jessica's law.
There you saw Mike Moore very nervous, knowing that he failed miserably in this debate, could not look the taxpayers in the eye.